Hey, good morning, guys. It's Donald and Mary, and we're here to bring you your morning weather, water, and trail chatter report. And so it's been a few days since I've been back, and it is definitely a blessing to be here. And so Mary's going to take it away and tell us what's up.
Thank you, Donald. Good morning, everybody. Right now in Blairsville, it's 70 degrees and mostly cloudy. It's going to be a high of 83 degrees today, cloudy this morning with some scattered thunderstorms developing later this afternoon. Some of those storms may contain strong, gusty winds, and there is a 60% chance of rain. Tonight, 65 degrees. Showers are likely, along with a possible rumble of thunder early on, and then cloudy skies after midnight. Again, 60% chance of rain. Up on Blood Mountain today, we're looking at patchy fog before 8 a.m., then showers and thunderstorms. It will be partly sunny. Temps will fall to 71 later on this afternoon with 5-mile-per-hour winds and a 70% chance of rain. Tonight, a low of 64 degrees, showers and thunderstorms before 8 p.m., then patchy fog and a chance of showers and thunderstorms likely between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., then patchy fog and a chance of showers and thunderstorms between 10 and 11 p.m. Then we're going to have patchy fog and a chance of showers and thunderstorms between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m., and then widespread fog and a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some storms could produce heavy rain, bringing the possible 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. It will be mostly cloudy, 5-mile-per-hour winds with an 80% chance of rain. Water's good on the trail right now. Make sure you top off at Hawk Mountain Shelter. That'll keep you good as you hike north until Justice Creek, which is 6.2 miles. And then Slaughter Creek, just before you climb Blood Mountain, has water. Make sure you top off there. You're not going to find water on Blood Mountain. So also, keep an eye open for snakes. It's that time of year, they're out in the sunshine, basking in the sun. We've had numerous rattlesnake sightings on Blood Mountain. There's a copperhead nest up on Cow Rock. There's some groups of boulders up there, just stay away from them. So always practice caution when you go to sit if you're picking something up. These snakes, they all camouflage very well, and you want to be cautious. They do like to stretch themselves across the trail also. So just practice some caution and you'll be fine. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Donald now, and we're going to talk about some other stuff that we have going on out here right now.
Sweet, thank you.
Here you go.
Let's see. All right, yeah. Yeah, and to get back to those snakes, man, and how they camouflage, how they have good camouflage. Those copperheads, man, they blend right into the deadfall on the ground, man. It's I think, and same with timber rattlers, but they warn you, man. They've got they shake their tail, man, and so copperheads give you no warning. So and they blend in. I mean, yeah, and I also wanted to say when you come down onto Cow Rock, and this is why this is you really have to pay attention because you can get snapped, man. Because I do it. So you come out onto Cow Rock, and it's a huge flat granite piece of rock, and it's got a vista right there, man. Okay, and so when you come down onto the rock heading northbound, you come down the hill a little bit, man, and then you see the opening, and that rock is right in the middle of it. And it's a perfect place just to, kind of scoot down and check out the view and jump up on that rock and maybe even sit down, man, because you need a break. Well, right under that rock is where those copperheads are, and I'm going to post a pic of it. And that's where that becomes so dangerous. And there's some timber rattlers up there also. From what I understand, there's a 4-footer up there, man. They get fat, and those timbers, man, are actually, I believe their venom is more toxic or potent than a copperhead's. Okay. So, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. So, that all being said, man, please be careful up on Cow Rock here in North Georgia. All right, so next, multiple water rescues, Rocky Mountain National Park, prompt dire warnings from officials. And so, according to the National Service, Rangers and other rescue personnel responded to 3 separate incidents involving both adults and children in the St. Vrain River. Officials are reminding people of the potential risks and safety tips. 1. Stay one body length away from the edge of the riverbanks and waterfalls, as logs and rocks are very slippery, even if they don't look slippery. And so all it takes is that one little, maybe just a little slip and you're done. And if you don't have Vibram soles up there on those rocks, man, it's not good, man. Oboes were horrible for that, man. You get on that wet rock, man, and they were hard soles, so you kind of slip, man, when you were on the rocks, man. That was one thing I didn't like about them, but they were definitely a 1,000-mile shoe. Anyway, so 2, if you see swift water moving across a hiking trail, don't try to cross it, as it could be deeper than you think. Remember the rains up there in Vermont and New Hampshire that year, and that guy got swept away. They couldn't find him. Dude, he tried to cross over. We were getting some flooding rains, man, and this creek flooded out, and a guy, an older gentleman, was swept away by it, and they couldn't find him for days. But that's what happened. He tried crossing that creek. And it happens all the time, actually. That's just one incident.
And I want to add to that also, right around the same time, there were southbounders coming down. I actually brought a southbounder that had completed his through hike back to the airport in October that year, and he was talking about how he made some decisions that he would not make again. He continued to go forward when he should have stopped and set up camp. He was hiking with another gentleman, an older gentleman, and when they did a water crossing, it was very hazardous, and he said they should have stopped, but they were in a rush to get out of there to make it to a hostel, and he said they most definitely should have stopped, and he said they both fell into the water, and when he was in the water, he said it grabbed his pack cover, and it was pulling him. He had to unhook from it, and he said his mouth and nose were barely above the water. So thankfully, both he and the other gentleman were okay, but he said their decisions to continue forward that day were very wrong, and they never should have done it. So that's a good example of exactly what you're saying right there, about the water across the trails and everything. Be cautious. They're swifter and deeper than we think they are. And I just wanted to put that in there because we have firsthand testament from somebody that didn't happen to run into this. But I'm going to turn it back over to you now.
Yeah, thanks for that, because that's some good information, and experience. They just gained some experience points, so now they know. It's like, man, I'm not going to do that again, and that's great, and that's awesome. Anyway, it's not awesome that they were swept away, but yes, definitely, and they learned a lesson, man. And they'll pass that story on to other people, and hopefully people listen. Some people like me, it takes actually doing it and near-death experience from me to say, maybe I shouldn't do that again. All right, and so so 3, be prepared to turn back when with an alternate route. There we go, right there. If you see someone fall in, stay calm and try to keep the person in sight. Do not enter the water yourself. This adds to life-threatening danger. See if a branch or rope is around to try to help the person. Call 911 and report the incident and location. And if you can follow the people down the river and keep an eye on them, and possibly stay on the phone with 911 would be great too. So, call 911, report the incident and location. NPS states even a few inches of moving water can knock a person off their feet, and powerful currents pull you underwater, and that's the total truth, man. And also a lot of debris in the water too, man. There's logs, there's just everything, man. Just everything is in that water, and the fast current.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to add that I think that that's a good example, even though that happened out there. That's a good example for everybody. We have a lot of folks that come here looking for waterfalls and everything, and just a reminder to stay away from that edge. Don't get so close, and that will hopefully prevent the need for a rescue.
Nice, yes. All right, and so next, we want to discuss the Hannah Moody, which was the influencer that was found 600 miles from the trailhead, deceased. She was missing for a few days, I believe, and then they discovered her body near the trailhead. And so her name was Hannah Moody. She was an influencer. She was also, I believe, in like an exercise coach or something, or she was really fit and did a bunch of like, I swear she was like a fitness trainer or something. Maybe I'm
I've not
incorrect.
seen that, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I know
Yeah,
she
I
was
think
physically fit, though, according to.
yeah, because I think she was like a fitness trainer or something. But either way, so the death of the Scottsdale hiker Hannah Moody in Arizona was caused by heat exposure. Now, officials have ruled she had been found 600 yards off a Scottsdale hiking trail in May. This solidified that her death was not due to underlying conditions. She was 31, fit, and otherwise healthy. Her mother hopes this cautions others getting out on valley trails on hot, sweltering days. When your body gets over 104 degrees, this is when you start getting heat strokes, said Phoenix Fire Department Captain Lee. Lee stated that heat illness comes in stages and you need to act fast. Dehydration, dizzy, sweating, thirst, headache, nausea. You need water, electrolytes, rest, shade, cool environment. Try to cool skin with wet cloth. You need to seek medical help. Captain Lee recommends hiking early if you must go out on the hot days. Bring another person, or at the very least your cell phone with full battery if you must call for help. Garmin InReaches, that's not what it says, but I'm going to say it. Garmin InReaches, man, if you're going to go out in the backcountry or anywhere, I believe you need that satellite connection because there's not service. We all know this. There's not service everywhere, man. And there's always that mile stretch or whatever. And if you're down with whatever and you can't make it that extra half a mile to the signal pocket, man, or man, that SOS dude from a Garmin InReach satellite piece, man, will definitely save your life. And it's so cheap.
Definitely worth it. I mean, just a little bit of prevention and a little bit of money, and that can make the difference between life and death.
That's correct, man. That's correct. And this doesn't need to be just for you. It can be for someone you find out there or whatever, man. You can hit that SOS and stay with them and help them. In this case, help them with water and help cool them down, get some shade over them, whatever. And so that's why I always say, man, to carry provisions when you go into the forest. It's not just for you. You may find someone out there in desperate need, man, of assistance, like, dying need. And so it's always good not to be just prepared for yourself, but for everyone, man. We're all stewards, man. All right, and so there's been so we're gonna end that right there. But there's been multiple heat-related emergencies and injuries prompted several rescuers on local trails, recreation areas in Santa Barbara. So it's super hot out there, man. Definitely, guys. Definitely stay hydrated. Stay out of those. If you want to hike early morning, late afternoon, when it starts to cool off a little bit. But mid, by 10 or 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock to like 5 o'clock is going to be the hottest times, what I'd say.
Especially if you're in those areas that don't have any tree cover. When you get up into higher areas there, not all places have tree cover. So you're right there being exposed by that sun beating down on you. So you can't even seek the shade or the cooler areas. So definitely I think that's an extra threat to, getting overheated quickly.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I feel the same way, man. All right, and so water rescues. The Eau Claire, Wisconsin Fire Department responded to the Chippewa excuse me, to the Chippewa River for a water rescue involving people floating on tubes on early Saturday morning. And so 2 people were brought to shore near the Lake Street Bridge. No reported injuries at the same time. No reported injuries. At the same time, a group of 4 people floating on tubes were reported in distress near the UW Eau Claire footbridge. First responders rescued the group, bringing them to shore with no injuries. The fire department reports high water levels, making river conditions unpredictable with numerous hazards. This can happen wherever you are.
That's right.
I've been reading a lot of stuff up in Ohio too, man, where people are getting out on the rivers, man, and no life jackets on the kids, man. I mean, it's just insane. And with all the water that's been coming down from the skies, man, and flooding places out, rivers are extra. You know, they're running. They're really. They're more. The current's faster than it usually is. So
It's summertime, and it's that time of year where everybody's going to be out on the water, whether
hot,
they're
too.
boating, rafting, tubing, no matter what you're doing. So there's a lot more water activity going on out there. So, you know, just a little more extra caution of the surroundings for everybody to be safe.
definitely, man. Now, next, we want to say that a person was rescued early Saturday, 5:30 a.m. in the morning after a fall on a steep trail near a lighthouse on Cape Cod. They were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. They did not share what caused the need to be rescued. All right, bears are active, guys. I mean, crazy active. So the Blue Mountain Shelter pickup from a few days back, I posted a video on it. There were several bears at Blue Mountain Shelter, but also at the same time at Low Gap Shelter. There were an additional 6 bears, I believe, or
I believe it was 4 bears, and I believe that Blue Mountain had 6 bears altogether, from my understanding.
so 6 bears
And
at
then-
Blue Mountain, and then the
4
down.
bears by Low.
Boom. Now that's 10 bears. Now, there's 2 different groups that were meeting together, correct?
That's correct. That's my understanding of it.
And the group that was going to meet the Blue Mountain Shelter had their own incident going on as these bears were working the Blue Mountain Shelter hikers. And so that is 10 bears in a 10-mile radius, dude, or stretch, man, on the Appalachian trails that are at the shelters. We all are doing something wrong because they know that those shelters definitely, and I'm hoping, you know, there's a lot of scenarios that we can
Definitely.
talk about. One could be locals not liking the the hikers coming through and intentionally leaving food at those shelters so the bear will go there and people won't come here.
Yes.
2, that hikers have become, the newer hikers that hike through every single year have become, but just do not understand that you have to hang your bag correctly. You have to take the time to hang it and make sure that, and make sure it's not, you can't just leave it because you're tired or you're just done throwing that rock with the rope up over the branch or even finding a spot to hang your stuff. The problem, and that could be the problem too, is the bear, they can get it. They'll send their cubs up. They train them to do it. It could start with a coon chewing the rope, man, and then it drops and the whole forest is at it. You never know. But the problem, or it could be hikers just cooking in the shelters and dumping their food out in the fire pits, or hikers intentionally feeding the bear. I've heard, you know, we've seen it all out here. And so I think it's a mixture of everything. The people leaving that's just because of other things that have happened along the trail in the years we've been here, man. Locals don't like outsiders coming in, and a lot of locals in certain areas have had their land taken from them so the Appalachian Trail can run through it. And so it's pissed old families off. And this isn't a play. This is, You know what I mean? This isn't it's like the Hatfield and McCoys down here, and I'm not kidding. That's how it is down here, man. And so when you get deep into the country, these cats, man, and I don't blame them, but you can't be doing that stuff. And I'm not saying they are doing that. I'm just saying that
It's a
could
possibility.
be. It's a possibility. And so, so I think everything is causing this issue. I think the big trail feedings where they're just cooking food and the bear is smelling that stuff from miles away, and the little scraps that get left behind, and people leaving their cooler full of unattended trail magic. And thinking it's cool and posting it online, and then people praising them for it. And it's like, that is absolutely not cool, man. And so I think that everything is causing this. Everything. And so Helen, I say it over and over again. Party town, garbage everywhere, restaurants all over the place, man. And it's literally 6 miles from Unicoi Gap. You know what I mean, man? And not only that, we have houses all around here, man. You know, the bear getting our garbage. Well, not anymore, but they did. And not only that, people come up here to the waterfalls. There's Dukes Creek, Raven Cliffs, Vogel State Park. I mean, I can go on, Lake Winfield, Scott, man, I can go on and on all the spots along the trail, man, where people go and they just dump their trash around the trash receptacles, and you know, that half sandwich they just throw out the window, or the garbage we see on the side of the road, man, up on 348, dude. I mean, we saw 2 bears just riding up to Hogpen Gap last night, right on the road, man, right down 5 miles from Hogpen, down on the bottom of the mountain. And so, man, it's just everything. Hunters, there's tons of hunters out here. There are hunters that actually will bait those bear too, man. And so I don't know if they can do that, but they do. They'll dump out like piles of donuts and shit, dude, and sweets and bait that bear. So this is all what's going on out here, and I believe everything is causing this. And we have to do our best not to cook near these shelters anymore, and not to throw out anything. No wrappers. Don't dump stuff in the fire pit. Don't burn anything in the fire pit, man. I read online that this guy was telling a story, and he said that some aspiring through hikers up in the Shenandoahs were teaching new hikers to burn their trash in the fire pits, man. And so, no, we don't do that, man. We pack our trash out. If we carried it in, we carry it out, man. That stuff doesn't go in the fire. It doesn't go along the trail. It doesn't stay in the shelter. You know, that was another thing is right before I left, you know, Skeena Gap kid, man, he was down at Black Gap Shelter and found tons of Cliff Bars and Panzer Sixes that someone just left there. Black Gap Shelter is 1 mile from Springer Mountain Shelter, or the top of the summit of Springer. So someone left all that food 1 mile from there while there was a bear issue up there.
I wanted to add something else to that. Over the time that the Springer Mountain Shelter was closed because of the bears, I had picked up numerous riders that had told me over that time span they encountered several different groups of people that said they did not care that Springer Mountain Shelter was closed and they were staying there anyways. So that certainly negates any progress that could have been made, even more than what was, to keep the bears away from there. When it's shut down, it's for a specific reason, because they're becoming habituated to the food, and the hikers meaning food, and they're trying to I guess, reset the bears, if you will, so that they're not associating people with food, and then they stay away. And that way, they don't have to be euthanized because they've become a danger to everybody.
That's right. And so, you know, it's funny. It's not funny, but that definitely needs to stop. There are reasons why they did that. They had to tear down Watauga Shelter a few years back because there was a bear there that was harassing people for food and stuff, man. So, but we definitely we all need to work harder and informing people that it's not a joke, man. It's not really funny. I see a lot of people not taking it seriously on Reddit and stuff. It's kind of sad to see that. It's really disappointing. I mean, it really is, because this is all of ours to share with each other, and the experience is why we all come out here. And for some of us, this is our church. This is where we come to be free. And when you can't come here, man, because other people are spoiling it and just don't care, man, that's not what this trail is about. If someone's doing that, they need to just go somewhere else. Go to the park. Just go somewhere else, because they're ruining it for everyone else. That's right. And that's not cool. And so we all need to do our part, man, to make sure that the trail stays safe and passable for everyone to enjoy, man. It's all ours to share with each other. So please, please, please share my not video, but share my ideas. Share if you see someone, saying, "Oh, just ride the bear, or you gotta train it," or whatever. It's not whatever. They don't care about any of us then, and only care about themselves. Mm-hmm. Please, speak up. Be the steward. Be the one that speaks up and says it's not cool, man. It's pretty selfish to think that way. It is. So, anyways, so Springer Mountain Shelter is open, guys. The GSMNP, we have an update. We have closed shelters for bears. Peck's Corner, Siler's Bald for broken bear cables. Campsites 49, 90, and 13. Warnings at Charlie's Bunyan. Campsites 21, 86, and 15. And so I had a couple buddies up there. It was about a week ago, man, and they were at Spencefield, and they all stayed there. They did not see bear, but I asked them specifically if they spoke to anyone, and they did. And so there are definitely bear issues up in the Smokies, man. They're just everywhere, man. All right. That's what we have for today. Did you want to say anything else?
I do.
Sure.
All right. I just want to remind everybody, we have 4th of July weekend coming up, so there's going to be a lot of extra traffic on the road. If you're going up near the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, I-40 between Tennessee and North Carolina is reopened from the June 18th rock slide and the flash flooding that occurred up there that shut it down for a while. The crews are still working on the highway, repairing from Hurricane Helene. I-40 east and west is one lane open, going each way with a maximum speed limit of 40 miles per hour in that area. We know that holiday traffic can bring heavy traffic, so if you're heading out in that area at all, please be patient. Please practice caution. Let's watch out for those workers that are working very hard out there to get that road reopened so everybody can flow through there smoothly. Just leave extra time in your schedule knowing that this road is a slower speed limit for about a 9-mile stretch. So let's all just be cautious and take a little extra time to be careful for everyone, and we can all have an enjoyable holiday weekend, and every day we can be safe. All right, that's all I have.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Great info. All right, kids, man, if anyone needs anything at all, give us a call. We're here for you. One love. Peace.